Okay. So crazy thing that happened. I mean, so, what was this? Last night. So Speed. Okay, listen. So this nigga Speed got fucking exposed. Hold on. He was on. He was on. What was it? YouTube Live. He was on YouTube Live and Speed got like I forgot what he was doing, but it was a clip. It was all over. It was all over Twitter and everything. Like niggas were talking about it. Okay, so let me see. Okay, here you go. I think Penguin. What's the name? That Penguin dude. Yeah, I think he posted like 2 videos about it. So I'm gonna look at that right quick. It was a crazy.
Yeah, I know. I'm the millionth person talking about this situation, but how can I help myself? I'm an addict, and my drug of choice is silliness. Goofy stories are the spaghetti, and I'm the meatball. I can't resist. So, many of you have probably already seen the biggest YouTube live streamer, iShowSpeed, just had a bit of a whoopsie-daisy moment on stream. He was playing Five Nights at Freddy's, and Chica jump-scared him, and his penis fell out of his shorts. Now, you might be asking yourself, how is this possible? God. What kind of paranormal activity took place here? Did Chica crawl out of the screen and pull his dick out for him on camera? Like, how did this go wrong?
So did he actually
show it? What a weird response to fear, to expose yourself after you get frightened. I know Five Nights at Freddy's fandom...
Okay, so he didn't actually show it. I'm gonna show it. I just want to see right there the clip. Pause. No gives it, but it's just I just want to see it right quick. So what's the? Okay, no, it's not it. So I'm just.
So today we're talking about
I showed me this clip.
Thing meant I show Shaft jumping up and down. Here's the clip. Oh shit,
Bro, they are covering it. Okay, wait. Let me just go to Twitter. It's Twitter? No, it's Twitter. So if I go to it, also make sure y'all follow me on Twitter. It's Emancookedem. But iShowSpeed leaks. So listen, nigga got leaked.
Chica, I miss you. I'm about to fuck you, Chica. Oh shit, it's dick up in you, baby.
Yo, it's like a dog. Nigga.
Oh, Chica, I miss you. I'm about to fuck you, Chica. Oh shit, it's dick up in you, baby.
What happened to you?
Oh my god.
The fact. Why? Like, why? Why do you have no pants? Like, why do you have no underwear on? Like, it's crazy. Like, why? The fact that he got exposed is crazy. Like,
you can get a little
like it's gonna mess some stuff up probably, but like it's not gonna do him that bad, depending on how the like situation goes.
Wild, but I mean this is next level. So what exactly happened? Well, iShowSpeed was playing a Five Nights at Freddy's game, and Chica gave him a spook, said boo, and in response to the jump scare, Speed stood up, saying that he wanted to fuck Chica, and he was thrusting at the camera. One thing led to another, and then bang, penis. So, as you can imagine, this was a pretty embarrassing moment that, of course, blew up online. More like I show meat, am I right? This situation could lead to an extended vacation from YouTube streaming because nudity is against their rules, but there's a chance that they don't enforce it super strict here since it was an accident. They have been somewhat loosey-goosey on these rules in the past. Like, even just a month ago, there was a channel that blew up thanks to a viral video they made of a guy naring his butthole. Just full asshole on display, no censorship, nothing like that. It's just his brown balloon knot getting nared. And it was totally fine, still on the platform. And that's thanks to their educational content override policy where you can have things like a chocolate starfish getting de-haired without censorship, and it's okay because there's educational context around it. Though in this case, with the iShowSpeed cock situation, I don't exactly know what argument you'd make for it being educational, unless it's like this is educational because it demonstrates how not to react to a jump scare, I guess. I don't know.
It's
but
not really educational.
Since it's accidental, they might have some
But it was
flexibility
accidental.
on not like banning him for it outright. I really, we're gonna have to wait and see what happens with it. But I don't.
I wonder if
think
he
this
did
is
get
going to
banned, 'cause
end
he
up
did
with,
make
like,
another
the
video about
termination
it,
of his
about
account
what
or
happened to
anything.
him.
But he may get some kind of community guideline strike, which would prevent him from streaming for a certain period of time. And to think this whole situation could have been avoided if he just wore underwear. This isn't a segue into an ad or anything like that. I was just thinking to myself, when was the last time I wore pants without underwear? And it's been so long. I'm 29 years old now, so I've started to get those old man nuts that hang real low and just bounce around chaotically. So if they're not supported by underpants, those bastards will just be swinging around like they're playing a game of tetherball with each other. My testicles will just be going hog wild down there, and it doesn't feel great. So I couldn't even imagine myself like jumping around and being active without undergarments on. I would injure myself very quickly. Now, of course, when it comes to on-stream wiener moments, the great dark side Phil always comes up, because DSP has one of the most iconic stream clips of all time where he didn't realize he was live and then started masturbating. But you couldn't see any shaft or anything. The schlong was still left to the imagination. He did finish. He tilts his head back in ecstasy as he finishes, but you never saw anything. In this case, he actually does just have his entire cock out on screen for a moment. He flashed the entire screen. So it's definitely more extreme than the Dark Side Phil event. And the whole thing has obviously led to a lot of discussion around like what's going to happen next, because clearly this is a violation of rules, but it also appears like it was an accident. So how harsh is the punishment going to be? And I guess we're just going to have to wait.
There's no way he did it on purpose.
It does seem accidental. I think he wanted to have like an over-the-top overreaction to jump scares that a lot of streamers and YouTubers do, and he just went too far with it, leading to just this disastrous wardrobe malfunction moment. Now, a lot of people have also started saying that, you know, maybe this was a calculated plan and he's about to announce his signing with Kick now that he can't stream on YouTube.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. That's dumb, but that's smart at the same time. Like, that's bringing in more females. Cause listen, right? When I seen about it on TikTok, females was talking about like, or this girl posted like how Speed was gonna lose his view, like fall off or something like that. Or I don't even think it was fall off, but it was like some other. And then like females was literally in the comments talking about, oh nah. He gained a new follower for me. I just went and followed I Show Speed on Twitch on YouTube. Nigga, I ain't gonna lie. If that's smart, kinda. It's bringing females to his stuff, and then, like, I don't know. It's bringing more attention to him, kinda. So it's like it's dumb, but it's smart at the same time. I don't know.
He does get a strike for this, and I have to say that's a pretty interesting theory, because I don't think this was a premeditated scheme. He didn't pull his cock out and start dangling it in front of the webcam like he was giving a puppet show or anything like that.
Crazy.
It does seem like it was unintentional, the result of overreacting to a jump scare. I don't see this as like a, you know, maybe a grand departure from YouTube streaming where he's like, you know what, it's time I ride off into the sunset. I'm kind of tired of streaming. I'm going to retire the jersey number here. We're done. But I want to go out with a triumphant bang, an exit no one will see coming. Like, I don't think he came in here to try and subvert viewers' expectations like it was Game of Thrones Season 8 here with a fucking penis jump scare. Like, I don't think this was a plan. If it was, this could lead to, like, huge trouble for him, actually, I would imagine. He knows his audience skews on the much younger side of things. A lot of the I Show Speed audience is young, and a lot of those kids were probably watching this stream, especially considering it's Five Nights at Freddy's, which is predominantly a kid's property that they really resonate with. So I don't think the idea would have crossed his mind like good content would be exposing myself in front of all of these viewers, many of which are minors. Like, I highly doubt that was a thought that crossed his mind. Now, of course, the fact that it still happened is awful, but I just really don't think it was a plan. Of course, the overreaction to the jump scare is a plan. Like, that was definitely something he decided he was going to do with, like, going crazy about the jump scare. But everything that happened after that, I don't think was some kind of calculated plot. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about this. That's really about it. So yeah.
Okay. So it's also one more video. Right here, basically. It's saying how YouTube responded to Asha Speed, which we're going to look at too.
The only thing slower than the DMV is YouTube responding to a problem. When it comes to YouTube addressing a situation or fixing an issue, they take the scenic route. Most of the time, it's just wildly inefficient. It feels like their strategy for handling problems or issues is just to cross their fingers, close their eyes, plug their ears, and just pray that whatever the problem is, it doesn't result in a viral tweet. Because that seems to be the only kryptonite to Superman here. That is the only time YouTube's arm is ever twisted enough to finally address or rectify something. At least that's the way it has been for a long time. I do think they are getting a bit better at it.
They kind of did the same thing with what's his name, Berlizzi. Like, I think they banned his account, or I think they terminated his account for like a little while, and then I don't know if it was because what people were doing on the internet. Basically, people were going on a riot to YouTube because they terminated Berlizzi's account or something like that. So I mean, yeah, because it was a. It was a video of the scary game he posted, and I guess it had like a dildo or whatever. It was like a crazy dildo scene or something. And then I guess they took down the video and then terminated, or not terminated, but like they did something with his account. So niggas couldn't watch his videos, but yeah. But they bring it back, of course. So, yeah. But let's continue this.
The case of iShowSpeed here with the situation that happened yesterday, I have never seen YouTube move this fast. In the 17 years I've been on the platform, I have never seen this side of YouTube. They fired on the turbo jets. They engaged the NOS boosters in order to quickly explain what's going on with the whole iShowSpeed situation. I'll go ahead and bring you up to speed on the lore, just in case you don't know what the situation is. iShowSpeed is YouTube's biggest streamer, and yesterday while streaming Five Nights at Freddy's, he really rocked out with his cock out. He got a jump scare from Chica, which resulted in him thrusting at the webcam until his dick flopped out. I tell you, those damn Five Nights at Freddy's animatronics are so quirky that sometimes penis will just come out of nowhere. Yeah, iShowSpeed was overreacting to the jump scare for the sake of entertaining his audience, and then he took it to the next level by saying that he wants to fuck Chica and started thrusting at the webcam, and then his wiener just ended up on stream and flashed the entire audience, which of course became a huge story online and a huge question mark as to what would happen next. A lot of people are wondering if YouTube was going to give him a strike or if they're going to outright ban his channel because nudity is against their rules. And YouTube has swiftly come out to answer this question. YouTube says that they're not going to ban him or anything like that, or even give him a strike. It'll just be business as usual. He's fine to continue moving forward on the platform as he has been. They stated that while it was a violation of their policy, the fact that Speed removed the broadcast and everything associated with it means that he was in the clear. Which to me makes me think that YouTube actually factored in that it was an accident. I highly doubt he wanted to become known as iShowMeat as a result from all of this. I don't think it was a premeditated jump scare. Now I said this in the last video, but I'm going to mention it again here, and it's something everyone else has mentioned as well. iShowSpeed's main audience is on the younger side of things. There's a lot of kids that watch him. Plus, he was streaming Five Nights at Freddy's, which is a horror franchise that has a very large audience with younger viewers. So I really don't think the argument of this potentially being on purpose for the sake of attention and publicity is a strong argument. Like, I don't think there's any world where Speed actually planned to expose himself in front of this audience playing this game. Because if he did, that would be the stupidest idea ever, and he would probably be looking at a much more serious case than just a potential strike on YouTube. So I highly doubt that this was a scheme. I really don't think that this idea crossed his mind for content like I'm gonna throw my meat at the webcam, and it's gonna generate all kinds of headlines. Like I just really don't think that was the case, and I think YouTube gets the same impression that it wasn't on purpose, because I don't think usually they would allow this to be just a squeaky clean, you know, go forward and don't do it again type situation. Because I recall a few times in the past there have been channels that have uploaded either softcore pornography or just full-blown porn, and even though they removed the content shortly after posting it, they still either faced strikes for it or just outright termination. So the fact that they're not doing either of those in the Speed case makes me believe that they actually did have a human review of the situation here, and eventually deemed that it wasn't on purpose, thus they shouldn't be super harsh with the policy enforcement here. I don't think this is the norm with their nudity policy. I don't think people are going to be able to get away with, you know, pretending that something was accidental. Like if you're doing a stream, for example, I go live right now, I take off all my clothes, I'm bare ass naked, and I start juggling my balls at the webcam before going offline. I don't think I could get away with deleting that footage and then being okay. I'm sure I would probably face a strike bare minimum, because I had planned to do that and broadcast, knowingly broadcast content that violates the YouTube terms. Whereas here, it doesn't seem like that was ever the plan. It seemed like what Speed wanted was an over-the-top, loud reaction that went out of control. Overall, I'm pretty surprised that it didn't even result in a strike. YouTube's not exactly a platform that's known for its leniency when it comes to their rules. They never take context in consideration when it comes to anything with their policies. They've always shown themselves to be cutthroat, no mercy, and won't even listen to your side of a situation. So I was stunned to see that this resulted in them just being like, hey, you know, it happens. Carry on. But anyway, that's the most recent update on this whole story. But I do want to give a quick mention to a really degenerate clip that I just saw floating around about Aiden Ross's response to this.
Bro, guys, stop talking about his penis. I don't give a fuck. I've seen it thousands of times.
What?
I've known Steve for years. I've seen it in person thousands of times. I don't care.
What?
I saw it and I laughed. I smiled. I don't care, bro.
That's a crazy
I Show Speed just turned 18.
Aiden. What? Nigga, what? Nigga, what? Like, dog. Thousands of times. It's crazy. I mean, nothing. That's fucking gay.
He just turned 18 this year, and Aiden is saying that he's seen his penis in person thousands of times? What the fuck, man? I don't know if he's just trying to make some kind of weird pedophile joke about himself, or if he's just being totally honest, going mask off about seeing a kid's penis thousands of times over the years that he's known him. It's just disturbing. Why would you have seen a child's penis thousands of times? It makes it seem like you were grooming him. Like, the only way Speed could stay your friend was if he kept showing you his wiener or something like that with the way you're speaking about it. It is scary. That's some frightening shit. Again, I don't know if this was supposed to be a joke, but if it was, that is a weird one to make. That's setting off all kinds of alarm bells, red buzzers blaring. That is a big old self-report there.
Yeah,
that is a joke that you couldn't torture someone enough to make, seeing a minor's penis thousands of times. Meanwhile, Aiden's just openly stating it, admitting to it with a big old smile on his face, bouncing up and down in his seat, super giddy to share the information that he's apparently seen I Show Speed's penis
Nah, Aiden is crazy. I don't know.
Thousands of times over the years before he was 18. Creepy. Very creepy. But anyway, yeah, that's really about the whole update on the situation as of right now. That's about it. See ya.
Damn, I show me. Damn, he gonna be known to that for like a little while for sure. That's a crazy thing to happen. I'm not gonna lie. Pray for Speed, man. Pray for Speed. So.